You are scrolling through your phone one night when you stop on a video of a woman, unlike anyone you have ever seen. Her skin is porcelain white. Her hair is silver and wild. Her eyes, one blue, one gold. She is a black woman with albinism, from a tiny ethnic group deep in sub-Saharan Africa that numbers fewer than 500 people. And you think, does a person like that actually exist? Statistically, yes. But that raises a far more interesting question. Out of the 8 billion people alive on Earth right now, what would the single rarest possible human being actually look like? To answer that, we need to take humanity apart, trait by trait, and calculate the odds. What comes out the other side will make you rethink what it even means to be alive. There are roughly 7,000 distinct ethnic groups on Earth right now. Most of humanity is squeezed into a handful of enormous groups. The Han Chinese alone, 1.4 billion people, make up 18% of everyone alive. But on the other end of that scale, there are groups so small they could fit inside a high school gymnasium. The Sentinelese of the Andaman Islands, one of the last uncontacted peoples on Earth, number somewhere between 50 and 400 individuals. The Kawahiva people of the Brazilian Amazon are thought to be fewer than 30 people still alive. 30 on the entire planet. The Spinifex people of Australia, about 200 individuals at last count. We place our rarest human as a member of one of these groups. Let's say 500 people out of 8 billion. That's already a 1 in 16 million chance of existing, and we haven't even started. Now we give our person albinism. Albinism is caused by mutations in the genes responsible for melanin, the pigment that gives skin, hair, and eyes their color. The result, near white skin, silver or white hair, and eyes that range from pale blue to gray to pink, depending on how light interacts with an unpigmented iris. Now, albinism is already rare globally, about 1 in 20,000 people. But in sub-Saharan Africa, the rate is significantly higher, as many as 1 in 1,400 people in some regions, due to higher carrier frequencies in certain populations. When we combine the ethnic group probability with albinism, the odds of our person existing so far, 1 in 320 billion, that's more than double the number of stars in our entire galaxy. Now we get to the eyes. And this is where things start to get genuinely strange. Most people think green eyes are the rarest eye color, about 2% of the world's population. But there is an eye condition so rare that green eyes look common by comparison. It's called complete heterochromia. One eye is entirely one color. The other is entirely a different color. Present from birth, usually harmless. It happens when the amount of melanin distributed to each eye during development differs. A beautiful accident of genetics. The odds about 0.06% of the population, roughly 1 in every 1667 people. Famous cases include the actor Christopher Walken, the model Kate Bosworth, and bizarrely, a Siberian husky named Max, who went viral in 2019. We add this to our rarest human, running total, 1 in 533 trillion. But wait, we're not done with the eyes. Most humans see color through 3 types of cone cells in the retina, roughly sensitive to red, green, and blue. The brain blends these signals and gives you access to roughly 1 million distinct colors, which sounds like a lot until you meet a tetrachromat. Tetrachromats have a 4th cone type, sensitive to wavelengths between red and green, a wavelength most people are completely blind to. The result? Up to 100 million colors, shades and distinctions the rest of us literally cannot perceive. Tetrachromacy is almost exclusively found in women because it's linked to the X chromosome. About 12% of women carry the gene mutation, but only around 1 in 40,000 women develop functional tetrachromacy. The most documented case is Concetta Antico, an Australian painter who only discovered in her 40s that the colors she'd been painting her entire life were colors nobody else could actually see. We give our person tetrachromacy running total, 1 in 21 quadrillion. Now we look at the hand our person writes with. About 10% of humans are left-handed. That sounds common, but handedness is one of the most mysterious traits in all of human biology. No single gene controls it. Even identical twins, who share essentially the same DNA, differ in handedness about 20% of the time. Brain lateralization, random developmental chance, and even the position a fetus holds in the womb may all play a role. In many traditional cultures, Left-handedness was actively suppressed. Children were forced to switch, which means the real rate might be even higher than 10%. Left-handed people account for a surprisingly outsized share of great artists, architects, athletes, and leaders, from Leonardo da Vinci to Barack Obama. We make our person left-handed running total 1 in 210 quadrillion. Every person forgets. That's not a flaw, it's a feature. The brain actively prunes memories to keep you functional. But imagine if you couldn't forget. If every single day of your life, every conversation, every Tuesday afternoon, every moment of embarrassment was permanently stored in perfect detail. That's hyperthymesia, also called highly superior autobiographical memory, HSAM. The condition was first formally identified in 2006 by neuroscientist James McGough after a woman named Jill Price wrote to him describing an experience she'd had her entire life. She described it like a movie she could never turn off, a constant, involuntary playback of her past, running alongside her present. Every single day, McGough tested her. He named a random date, say March 14, 1987. She told him it was a Saturday, that she'd had a fight with her sister, that it had rained. She was right about all of it. Since 2006, fewer than 100 cases have been formally confirmed worldwide. Even generous estimates place the total, including undiagnosed individuals, at only a few hundred people on the planet. We conservatively place the probability at 500 out of 8 billion, 1 in 16 million, and we give it to our rarest human, running total 1 in 3.36 sextillion. We have one more trait to add, and this one might be the strangest of all. Most people know the basic blood types, A, B, AB, O, positive or negative, 8 types in total. But there is a blood type so rare it doesn't fit on that chart. Scientists call it null, or informally, golden blood. Normal blood types are defined by antigens, protein markers on the surface of red blood cells. Rh null has none of them. 0, completely blank. This makes it extraordinarily valuable. Null blood can be given to anyone with a rare blood disorder that affects the Rh system, making it a universal donor for those patients. As of the last confirmed count, fewer than 50 people in the entire world have been identified with Rh null blood. That gives us a probability of approximately 1 in 186 million, though the true number may be even rarer, since most people on Earth have never had their blood type beyond the basic system. We give our person null blood, and now the running total reaches something that has no easy comparison. Let's pause here, because 6.83 septillion isn't a number your brain can process naturally, so let's make it make sense. The observable universe contains an estimated 1 septillion stars. We are at nearly 7 times that. If you counted all the grains of sand on every beach and desert on Earth, scientists estimate that number at around 7.5 quintillion. Our odds are roughly 1,000 times greater than that. To put it another way, if a new universe had been created every single second since the Big Bang, 13.8 billion years ago, and every universe contained 8 billion humans, our person would still not statistically exist yet. And yet, this is the crucial point. All of this math applies to you too. Every person alive has beaten odds, so extreme, they collapse every scale we have to measure them. Our rarest person is from a group of 500 people, has albinism, 1 blue eye, 1 brown, can see colors no one else can perceive, writes with their left hand, remembers every day of their life, and carries the rarest blood on Earth. The odds of this person existing, 1 in 6.83 septillion. For reference, there are only about 1 septillion stars in the observable universe. So finding this person among all possible humans would be like picking a specific star at random, 7 times over. But here is what none of the math tells you. The rarest human possible has never existed and never will. Because rarity isn't what makes someone extraordinary. What makes someone extraordinary is the specific, unrepeatable combination of everything they are. Every trait, every scar, every memory, every choice, the universe has never made you before, and it never will again. There are plenty of fish in the sea, but none of them are you, so keep on swimming.